arrows. What did they do? They all got, remember it said, all the fiery darts which come from above. Because that's how it was in war. They came from above. And they all went behind their shields. By each other. And put their shields up. And while the arrows are raining down, hitting the shield, what do they start doing? They start laughing. Laughing at the attacking enemy. And they laughing. And one of the guys like, man, y'all crazy. What are you laughing about? He said, you had to say it, huh? We were fighting the shade. And after they got done, with all the thousands of arrows hitting all these shields, they jumped up, took the sword, and just broke them off. It was like, that was a joke. The shield of faith. Our shield of faith is our first line of defense.
Yes, it is.
It shuts it down when the enemy is coming and trying to shoot them long-range missiles. And we're putting up, saying, come on, man.
Yep.
Why? Because Jesus is the author and the finisher of our faith. But we have to use our shield. That's why when they say we're going to teach you how to use it, because remember, the shield is not only a protective, you can use it as a weapon also. So you use it to protect and use the shield to swing back. So I also use my faith to help me stand strong. Your God's not with you. You look at you always alone. My Father said he'll never forsake me. He'll never leave me. He's with me right now. He said he will love me. Then no one will never snatch me out of his hands again. Yeah. So now I'm speaking back, using my faith and using the shield at the same time to block the attack, and I'm using it to protect myself, to fight back. So at that point, he says your shield of faith. And so when it tells us in 1 Peter 5, and when it says, be sober, be vigilant, because your adversary the devil walk around as a roaring lion seeking whom he may devour. So the other thing that happens is that, I jumped this part, is that when they shot the arrows in a movie, what did they do first? They didn't shoot the arrows and they just walking like, oh, and all of a sudden they were under their shields. No, the arrows were shot. And what did they do? They called them out. They were watching. The arrows were shot. They said, incoming! And everybody knew what it meant, turn, and went down and got in position. So it says, your adversary, it said, be sober, be vigilant. So me being sober, that means my mind is prepared to understand the enemy is always an attack. He's always first attacking me, and he wants to attack me so he can attack my family, because we understand how it goes. The family is first the root that shows the beautifulness of God. If I can destroy the family, I destroy the people. So I got to attack the husband and wife, that way they can't be in place for the kids. I got to attack the husband and wife if they have no kids, that way they can't be in place for their neighbors. They can't be in place for the church. They can't be in place to move on my mission. Because why? I got them so busy fighting each other, they can't fight the enemy. And enemies on the outside line you up. Ha! Ha! The whole time y'all fighting each other. And it's like God like, oh my goodness. You're fighting the wrong person. It's the enemy coming against you, using your flesh to make you destroy each other. He's lighting you up right now. And the arrows are raining in. And what did they do? When the arrows were raining in, they weren't, I mean, get out of my way, get out of my way. My arrow coming. Instead, everybody covered each other. They came together like a shield, almost like a turtle shell. Yep. That way no one can get hit. And we all covered each other. That's why when the one guy who had a certain disease in the movie, he said, lift your shield up. And he's the guy had to hump back, and he was like trying to lift up, and he's like, oh, and he gonna get so far. He was like, your father didn't tell you the whole thing. He said, you gotta lift your shield up because you protect your next man. The next man protects you. You're not worried about yourself because your brother has you. So you will hurt us because you can't protect the man next to you. And so that man, when he left open, it'll leave everybody open. So at that point, if I don't protect my spouse, I'll leave all the children open. And so at that point, if I don't protect my friend, I don't protect my parent, don't protect my children, don't protect what's name, I leave myself open. So God said you have to be in a place to know who you have to be sober, you have to be vigilant. Vigilant, that means I'm ready, because we're in battle. It's next says, Ephesians 5:15. It says, walk cautiously, not as fools, but as wise, redeeming the time. So think about it. Ephesians 6 is what we're dealing with the weapons of your warfare. Ephesians 5, he's telling you, walk cautiously. Walk around, watching, redeeming the time. Later on, he tells you, be not drunk with wine, wherein excess, but be filled with the Spirit. He's trying to prepare them that you're in a battle right now. Yes. That you are in war. And if you don't realize you're in a war, you're going to keep getting your tail kicked. It's just that simple. We used to say a spiritual warfare. You have to realize you are in a war. And other than that, he's trying to help them realize you got to recognize what is happening around you, because what happens is that you have to be spiritually connected with God, the Holy Spirit that's in you, when you have given your life to Him. and mindful of the spiritual warfare going on and that the attack that is coming for you and your family. Yeah. You don't have time to fight one another because you have an enemy with billions of demons coming for you. Yeah. That's how it's going, and that's how it's working.
That is.
We have to get off of ourselves. We have to. And we have to get about the Father's business. Yes?
I remember years ago, I was asking about fasting, like what the purpose of fasting. And I was told it's, just so, you let God know how serious you are and how much you care about him and all these things. And I remember God giving me a totally different definition. He said, you fast to shut your flesh down. Like to shut it down. Because when you fast, there are things that we want to eat. There's sweet things. There are all these things you want to eat. When you fast, you telling your body, no, 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 no. I mean, it's just like that constant no, and no, you won't get this, and no that, and no that. So when the world starts shooting the no, you don't have this, no, they don't act right, no this, no that, no, your boss ain't gonna treat you good, no, your children ain't gonna do right, no, all of these things, you can take it. Your spirit is strong enough to say, I don't need any of it. If nobody acts right, if nobody does right, if nobody treats me right, nobody loves me well, nobody does any of this, my spirit is strong enough where, God, you got me because I'm used to the no. I can take the no. I mean, it's just, and then to me, that was my preparation for war. We all, we see the war movies and everything. They don't walk out there untrained. No. They don't walk out there like, well, I got a gun, I got this, I got all that. Yeah, we have this. We need to be trained. Yeah. Like, okay, Lord. And then we need to be able to, when we feel like our flesh is like dead, like I'm beaten down, I haven't had water, I've heard people say, because, you don't go around announcing that you fasting or whatever. But, people see, especially your coworkers and stuff, they'll see, like, dude, all you had is water today. What are you doing? Or all you had is, I'm fasting. Or we're like, dude, okay, like, I couldn't do that or whatever. And I couldn't do it before either. But when I realized that my adversary was out there after me, I'll do whatever it takes. Mm-hmm. And it's not just for me, it's for other people. And it's just we're such an entitled generation. Like everything, we need everything and we need it quick because that's how we were brought up. That's how, and it's just like God is saying, you have to get out of that mindset and be able to take whatever comes at you and still be okay. Yeah.
And you actually hit around the head. Oh, thank you. And actually you hit on the head and like you were saying, and the other part is fast because like I said, you're destroying your own flesh. Because like you said, because what happens is when you're fasting and you are fasting and you're feeling weak, you're feeling tired, and you want to give in. And you're like, no, I got to come against it. I'm coming against my flesh at this point so it doesn't have control over me. So what happens is that I'm feeling, when that starts happening, I run into a situation. My flesh wants to feel depressed, wants to feel sad, wants to be anger, wants to feel, anxious about everything. I said, oh, no. I'm learning that you don't have control over me anymore. As Paul said, that, at this point, let not sin reign therefore in your mortal body. It's saying you don't have to let this stuff reign in your mortal body, the things of the flesh, the sin of the flesh that wants to lead you. He said, no. You don't have to let that reign anymore. Now, because you have God's Spirit in you, that you are stronger than your flesh. But it's until you submit it. That's why it says, when the devil is coming, it says, submit it to God. Resist the devil, and then he will flee. Most people just say, if you get a part, no, you have to submit. Most people just go right into resisting. You don't have no power to fight him. You don't have no power. You submit to God, and God say, now, I'm the one, because I'm before you. So now he has to flee. Because, I can't fight him. He even the one that made me. I don't got no strength against him. So at that point, I got to get you distracted so you can't know where your strength is at. He would mount me up with eagle's wings. As Paul said, when I am weak, then he is strong. So when I start realizing he's my strength to deal with this. Because the other day, I'm trying to do it myself. So while I run into the situation, some crazy said to me, some said it came in real hard, I'm mad. And I said, I can't fight. I can't do this. At this point, Lord, I have to submit to you. Say, okay, Lord, you have to do it now. Because now I don't want to talk to this joker. Now I don't want to spend time cook dinner. I ain't get no dinner. You know, better you don't get no Sugar Avery now. You know, like I said, so anybody know the movie. And then people mad, like, oh man, I'm just wooed. You know, so it's just stuff like that where it's like, you know, at the same time, it's like, Lord, I need you. Why did you steal, you know? And I brought him that plate, and I brought him that plate. I throw it on, you know, throw it on the hot great spit on. No. I brought it to me, here you go, baby. And it's like, man, you know I acted, you know, okay. And so at that point, and it's like, at the same time when I'm doing it to win them, I'm doing it because it's what God requires of me. And I said, you know what, Lord, I'm fighting my flesh right now. He said, that's what I require of you. I need you to fight the desires of your flesh. Your flesh wants to rule you, which all pride comes from, which all anger comes from, which all bitterness comes from, which all resentment comes from, which all depression comes from. It all comes from the flesh. Your flesh feeds on those things. Yep. And so we've been living our whole lives feeding our flesh. Yep. And now it's saying, feed me, like feed me, see more, feed me, give me more. And you're like, no, I can't do it because every time I give you more, you grow bigger. Yep. You grow bigger, and all it's going to do is make you powerful. Has anybody seen the movie Little Shop of Horror? And it was like, you got to stop feeding it. Because now the flesh wants to rule you. And God and Paul said, no. You don't submit to the flesh anymore. You're a new creature. That thing is dead now. So now you have to fight and say, no, I will not submit to you. I will not give you what you want. Yep. And say, no, you know, you don't want to be alone. You don't want to be alone because you're alone, man. You're going to feel lonely then. No, I got God with me now. I'm never lonely. He's always with me. Because why? You could be with someone and still feel lonely. Yep. We dealt with it. You've been with someone that's like, man, you know, do they really want to be with me? Are they just here because of this? I mean, then things don't go right and they ain't text me back. So I'm doing all this extra stuff now. And God said, I was trying to keep you in peace, but now you're dealing with this mess now. Because you jump back into this again. Now you're doing all this stuff. And the reason why it always comes where God has me hit on relationship a lot, because we deal with a relationship with Him. So it makes it's easier to understand at that point, okay, that's how it works. So that's how it works. Now understanding that this is what causes this. Yes, it's always a cause and effect of the decisions I make. And God says, why? If you sow to the flesh, my wants, my desires, my need, what I feel goes, you reap. That means what you grow out of the ground, what you grow within yourself, corruption. You're going to reap corruptible stuff. You say something crazy to me, I'm going to say something crazy back. You get on my nerves. Well, I can't stand you either. I sold back to what my flesh wanted. Yeah. So now because of that, now we may be dealing with that for the next couple of years. Yeah. And you like, man, it was just, we apologize about it, but now there's a spoken, now they have a fight within themselves because now you put something inside of them, and now it's a fight now. And God says, now what did I say my spirit should do? They said I can't stand you, and at that point my spirit says, that point is say, you know what, probably right now is not the best time to talk right now. And even when I said that, now God said, now I want you to go back later and still be kind to them. Whoa, I ain't doing that. I'll look like a punk. That's what your flesh wants. Yeah. Don't be a punk. They're going to think they can run over you then. And God said, what did I say though? But Lord, what if they do this? Do you not trust me? Do you not trust me? Well, I trust you, but no. There's no but if you trust me. Yep. You just do what I say. The but comes in when you don't trust. But, no, that means you don't trust. You think He don't know everything you're going to possibly say to Him? We make God too small, like He's a small simpleton. But if I do this, they may do this. It's my job to deal with them. Your job is me. When you come to me, I'm saying, but what did I say? What did I tell you to do? I told you your reward is with me. I'm the one storing your treasures away. And not just in heaven, I will bless you on earth. Because I am a God who loves you and I am faithful. So at that point, you do what you do for me, not because of others. It was a quote I actually put up on I put up on Facebook. I said, marriages become beautiful. And it was like 2 weeks ago. When both partners realize the marriage is not about them. And most times, that takes years to get it. And years to get it, first of all, I never heard it before. It was what God just gave it to me. He said, that's when it becomes beautiful. He said, why? Because now both partners are out just for each other. Yep. And when we come about each other, I want to please you with what you need. You're going to please me with what I need. And so at that point, my mind says, just about you. Your mind says, it's just about me. He said, that's when it becomes beautiful. He says, rough, when a partner said, no, I got to make sure I'm taken care of. And the other one said, well, I got to make sure I'm taken care of. So now at this point, all we try to do is see what we can get from each other. Yeah. I remember when I called my sister, it was probably like 5, 6 years ago, I can't remember. I called her up, and I was like, my older sister. And she's married for already, like 5, 6, 7 years already before it. I knew they had a pretty good marriage. And I was like, man, I'm calling you up because I'm trying to figure out what my wife needs from me. I'm doing this. She said this, I do it. I'm just not getting it. And first thing she said to me, she said, man, I'm messed up right now. I said, what? She was like, she's a therapist just like me. She said, no one has ever asked me before, what can they do to be a better spouse for their husband or wife? And it's funny, after I became a therapist, I sat back and waited too, and it just doesn't happen. The people come in and say, I'm trying to figure out how can you help me be a better spouse? You just don't get that question. And God said the reason why, because we built on self-consumption. We built on, what was the word you used earlier? With like
Entitlement.
Entitlement. I married you, I feel like you're entitled to do this for me. God said, no, you married them because now you're about to love them the way I love you. Yeah. You came in with the wrong mindset, so now the mindset has to be redirected and reestablished. Remember I said, I've been married for almost 14 years now, but I only called a few years back, so it took me years to get there also. When God started changing my heart, when I started saying more and more, Lord, okay, I want to be able to please her now. And he starts changing my heart. So then I called Swan and said, well, I know Swan, so, she's my sister. She know what a woman wants. And I called her and said, what is the way I can please her? She said, be kind to her. Do simple gestures of love. Yeah, put little sticky notes around the house to show how much you love her in different places. What? Sure, okay. The day I had them all around, she came in little like, oh man, because it was simple. As a guy, I'm thinking, I got to build enough money to go get her a new pink Lamborghini. That's how I got to feel. Let me go and get a big old diamond ring and her finger, she only gonna hold her hand like this because it's so big. And that's gonna show I love her because why? That's what TV shows is, right? That's what it shows and stuff. Let me go to get that new canary diamond bracelet, which I know I can't afford, but I got to figure out something, well, I can't afford that much, so let me get us some Jordans then. I'm trying to figure out something. Because the world says all these big things, and she said, it's just simple just to love. Leave a flower in the mailbox. Oh, I could do stuff like that. That's simple. Because I loved her that much. Instead of, the mail lady took the flower one time. I said, hey, get the mail today. Because she never really gets the mail. She went, she got it, came in. I was like, I'm sitting there waiting for her to come in smiling. She walked in and said, here you go. I'm like, okay. So, what's happening? I was like, so was something else in the mailbox? She's like, no, just these bills. I said, so wait, hold on. It wasn't a gift in there? She's like, is it a gift in these bills? I'm like, no. Okay, was it a flower? She said, no, it was no flower. I said, hold on. I ran out to the mailbox. Oh, heck no. I came back in. She's like, what? I said, I'll put you a flower in the mailbox. She was like, oh, the mail people take that. They'll take that. I'm like, what you mean? She said, because, that people give them gifts for them being good. I was like, oh, I had no idea. I said, wait, people leave the mailman and mail lady gifts? She said, yeah, people leave chocolates all the time. And so we had to call up to the mail place like, hey, yeah, that flower you took, that was actually my wife. And she, oh, my bad. Oh, I'm so sorry. So I haven't done that one in a while because, that one kind of backfired. And stuff. But it was me learning at that point, getting to a place of saying, Lord, I'm going to trust you. With a shield of, Lord, I'm going to trust in you, Father, to do what you say to do. And not be concerned with myself. And at that point, when I started doing that, he started at that point, start moving things in her and start moving things in me and start changing up the mirror. He said, when you're obedient, when you sow to the Spirit, you reap life. You sow to the flesh, you reap praise. I mean, sow to the Spirit. I mean, when I sow to what God tells me to do, he said, then I start giving you things of life that gives you life and joy and give you peace. I give you all these things, not just eternal life, right now. Right. He said, so sow to me. So stand strong in the faith. Don't break, don't fold. Get your grounding in it and stand strong in what I say and believe and trust in me. And so at that point, we're about to close out because we got like 3 more. We're going to go through them next week. So I'll definitely love for you to come back next week because we're going through the different armors. And so this is enough to marinate on for this week. Even go back through and read it and understanding, okay, Lord, let me be armored up every day I walk out. I remember I was praying on a regular basis one time. Armor me up, Lord, this way. Armor me up that way. Armor me up, Lord. Well, I'm armored up with the shield of faith, the helmet of salvation, the sword of the Spirit. All these different things. We're going to get to the helmet of salvation or more than everything. But it's our faith, because we're going to finish off with faith. Our faith, it says, let me jump back. He says, so you don't have time to fight one another because you have an enemy with billions of demons coming for you. Get focused on your true enemy. And that is what God is saying to all of us, including me. Get focused on your true enemy. Because as long as I can keep you in fighting, you can never get out to the real fight. I got to keep you, so the enemy wants to keep you focused, number one, on yourself. I got to keep you focused on me. And think about when Christ came, what was he focused on? His Father's kingdom. Yeah. And by him being focused on his Father's kingdom, he's focused on everyone else. Because he knew my Father has me, I'm good. And the disciples did the same thing. He said, I set the trend in place of what you need to follow. And we live in a world that is self-consumed. So it's nothing where it says, that's why I say he pities us as a father. Because he understands what we deal with. He understands the society we grew up in, where everything in this world is about me getting everything I can to fill my flesh. And now God said, now I need you to be in a place to get everything you can to do my will. And that means not fulfilling your flesh. Trust me to do that. I'll give you what you need. It's not about your flesh, but I'll give you what you need that's going to fill you spiritually, to give you true joy, true peace. So he says, get focused on your true enemy. Our faith in knowing our Father loves us and therefore always has what is best for us to strengthen our relationship with him, in turn strengthens us. So again, our faith in knowing our Father loves us and therefore always has what is best for us, even though we think it's not, is meant to strengthen our relationship with him.
Yep.
And in turn, it strengthens us.
Yep.
That's just how it works. Our faith in trusting and doing things his way instead of ours is what protects us from getting hit by the fiery arrows. Yeah. Because when we do it his way, then we have confidence in the result because he is faithful. Yeah. It's funny, when you do things God's way, it's just a different feeling with it. Yeah. When you have the right mindset. Because some people say, I did his way. And they still fired me. Well, who said the job was for you then? Mm-hmm. And that was the reality I had there with me. Lord, I did this way. Lord, I was there. I was make sure. He said, and that was just for a season. He said, who? He said, you made up your mind you was going to be for the next 4 years and retire there. I didn't tell you that. Yeah, you're right. So because of that, now you struggle and say, well, no, I'm struggling with my faith. He said, you only struggle with your faith when you trust in yourself and not in me. Because you're looking for my results. So I'm praying about, Lord, give me this. Lord, give me that. And it's not happening. So now I'm struggling in faith now. And he said, I never had that for you. So now I don't know if this is real. I don't know. I never said that was for you. That's what you want. It's not about what I want. Because it's hard to struggle in your faith when your mindset is, Lord, whatever your will is, I'll do. How can you really struggle in your faith then? I'm just doing what he tells me. If this happens, because that's what he has in place. If this happens, that's because he wants for me. I'm doing what he says now. Yeah. But I struggle in my faith when I want certain things and they're not happening for me. Well, Lord, I want this. I want this type of car. I want this type of house. I want this type of spouse. I want this type of... And it's not happening the way I want it. And so I want this type of this and that. And so I'm not getting my wants. So then at that point, I'm praying about it and this and that. And the Lord said, you pray. And your prayers are missed because you pray amiss because you pray for things that consume upon your own lust. You want stuff to consume upon your own lust. He said, that's not even for you. But trust me. Trust me and do what I say. And I'll give you what you need, not what you want. And sometimes there's certain things you do want and he'll bless you with. But he says, but seek me and let me give you what you need and I'll take care of all the other stuff. But yes, question. Statement.
I don't know what comment was that you made. It brought it to my mind. I remember feeling like at one point in our marriage that there was something that I wanted and I knew in my spirit was right. But it's like, I felt like you were like leading us in a different direction. And I felt like, well, Lord, I'm trying to be obedient to him, but he's not quite leading the family in the direction that, I believe that we should go and I believe it was right and this and that and the other thing. And it's crazy when God will agree with you with something and then you be like, well, okay, so I need to fight this way. And every time he was like, nope, keep backing down. And I remember feeling like, the world, and I couldn't tell anybody that I was backing down because it made me feel like, okay, I look like a weak woman. I feel like it makes me look like I'm being run over and everything else. And it was like, and it was hard on me. Like, okay, I'm just going to keep submitting. And then it was just crazy how, and I felt like, because this is what's going to make our family strong if we go about it this way. And the beauty of it was just me constantly submitting and then just standing and doing like he did. I mean, God did it. Mm-hmm. It was just, and then the family we didn't suffer. Like I thought that we would suffer or go through certain things. It didn't happen. Mm-hmm. And God, after it was all over, and I was like, I thought what you had me going through was meaningless. Mm-hmm. I thought it was, I literally, I remember praying, what's your point? Like, I don't see the good of this. I don't see, I don't get, but the building, the strength, for me to learn to rely on him, even for your leadership, where I couldn't see how he was leading you because I thought you were supposed to take a certain path, and I thought I knew that path. We're going in this direction. This is the way through the path. And he took you a different way where we learned lessons we wouldn't have learned had we taken the path that I thought was right. Where I said, it helped me to learn, God, like, just lead, to know that you were being led by him. And that even decisions that you said later, I would have made this decision differently and everything. It was still the beauty of it all. God didn't let us suffer in the way that we could have for certain things, and just to really trust him through everything. Even when you say this person, like for women, I feel like it's a little different because you're saying I'm submitting to another person that may be making bad decisions, and here I have to suffer the consequences, where God just says completely trust in me. Just completely. And I felt at certain times that I was suffering consequences that were not my own. But, you know, tried in fire, you come out like fine gold. And it's just, it's the fire that's necessary. God won't allow you to get in certain places. He won't allow certain things if you won't come out beautiful for them. And that's something I really had to learn. I fought so hard in salvation to escape hardship, to escape going through hard things, hurt, pain, frustration, and I want to escape and go around everything. And God says, sometimes I'm going to take you right through. I'm going to take you right dead smack in the middle, the very place you don't want to go through. That's the route you're taking. And you might be shaking, crying, going crazy as you walking through there. But man, after just to go through and maybe go through something that somebody else will walk in the middle and say, this is the end for me because I don't see a way out. For you to be able to verbalize, there is a way out. And now I can show you the way out because I took it. I took it and I walked through it. And it wasn't easy because we always feel like everything is supposed to be, we're supposed to be like, you know, carried like a baby through every situation. Like, you know, and mentally we can be, but that don't mean physically. You're not going to feel like you stepping on hot coals through where you're walking. But mentally, you can say, you know, I'm stepping on hot coals, but I'm stepping on hot coals for you. It's one thing to go through, just to go through. It's another thing to go through for the glory of God.
And I love what you said, because all the scripture came to mind is that's when the scripture comes alive. When David said, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil, you know, thy rod and thy staff. And he started going through, because when how the valley worked is that when you went through that valley, the valley would get covered up and it would look dark in the valley, because how the valley was built and how the mountain was, it would block out the sun. And so when you was going through that valley, the valley used to take the sheep through. It made it look like it was dark when it was actually light. And so it was like the valley of the shadow of death. I will fear no evil. And they say, remember, shadows. Shadows can't harm you, can't touch you. So at that point, you feel like, man, this is going to destroy me. And God said, no, I'm your protection. I'm there with you, like you said. And so my thing is that you go through it easier when you trust. And that's where it comes in when it comes to hard on us, because we struggle with trusting him in it. And we're like, no, nothing's going, you know, I see this, and I'm looking at everything I'm seeing. He said, just look at me. Keep your eyes on me. Because when your eyes on me, you go from glory to glory to glory. Keep your eyes on me. And so at that point, and he said, that's what gives you strength when you're going through it, is that your eyes are focused on me, and you're trusting in me, and you keep moving and doing what I tell you to do. And that's the hard part, is keep doing what he tell you to do. When you feel like, no, if I do it this way, this person's going to do that. And God said, just do it my way. Respond to the way. No, they talk to me crazy. I got to know they can't talk to me that way because this and anything. God said, I'll give you the wisdom, even how to say it to them, let them know. But if you say it your way, it's going to be a war at that point. And everything. So I need you to be able to move your flesh out the way, move what you want to do, and trust me now and do things the way I say to do it, because my way is going to be the way that's going to make it right. And so at that point, it has to be a thing. You say, well, I did it, Lord, and that didn't happen. He says, well, you did it for the wrong reason then. You didn't do it because I said to do it. You did it because you was hoping a result out of it. So some stuff is going to purposely happen in place to show you where you were at when you did it. To say it wasn't about me, it was about you still. So I got to keep changing my mindset and my heart. And I'm going to finish this final paragraph I wrote about faith. And next we'll start at the helmet of salvation. It said, lack of faith in him is what makes us struggle. And this is stuff he gives me when I'm reading, I'm putting the word in, he starts speaking to me about it and about our people. He said, lack of faith in him is what makes us struggle in our daily lives because we make bad choices that leaves us wide open for attack. And we only struggle in this when we still don't know his love for us or are struggling to accept his love for us. Why? You say, well, I know the Lord loves me. And they say, nah, not if you're struggling with trusting him. Not if you're struggling with my joy and my strength. Because at that point, if I know he loved me, then I know he's going to take care of me. Oh, well, yeah, I'm doing things my way. That's because you don't understand his love for you. Because when he says do it this way, he's going to have the right result for you. And so at that point, I'm still struggling that he'll love me that much that every way he directs me is going to be best for me. So at that point, I got to pull myself back and say, okay, Lord, I really need you to open me up so I can really see how much you love me. That way I can trust everything you're going to do for me. What do we say as a husband and wife? Is he say, when I really understand how much they truly love me, it becomes easier to trust them. We understand that it's simple stuff. When I understand how much you truly love me, it does become easier for me to trust you. When I feel like, they might be a little suspect and they love and make you say, whoop. Yeah, I hear what you're saying, but I'm doing things like this because I don't know what you're about. You're a little shaky, you're a little suspect. And so we do the same thing with God. I hear what you're saying, but nah, I'm going to be sitting around lonely too long, whatever. I got to find me somebody. He said, okay, you do what you do. You're going to do the result, and I'll be here for you when you get back. And we come back broken. Now he says, now I have to start from that point and now help build you and repair all the things you have put yourself through that you were never supposed to go through. So now we're not back at point A. Now we're back behind point A again, trying to get back to point A again. So at that point, he says, we leave ourselves wide open for attack. He says, when you struggle with accepting his love for you and you struggle with trusting his love for you, it's that your shield of faith is your first line of defense you use to protect yourself and fight back. Like Jesus said, our mustard seed of faith can move mountains. Faith in what? Faith in his great love and power, which is faith in him. God is love. Final scripture to close out on Ephesians 3:17 through 19. It says, that Christ may dwell in your hearts by faith. That you will be rooted and grounded in love.